Good morning. This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David Denoyer on TCTV. And it's time for the Mayor's Report. And with us this morning is Mayor Michael Beamish. Good morning.
Good morning, Clint. Good morning, Dave. And good morning, all those who are listening to this great show.
Good to have you here. It's a perfect fall week. It's been a great example of it, actually, the last couple weeks.
Tis the season.
Tis the season
fall,
for sure.
And with fall comes some things we want to discuss today, but also we've had some good things that have already happened in the fall season.
Some great events.
Yes, some really great events that take place at Hainer Cultural Center with their Boo Bash, a huge success, compliments to one of our treasures in the city of Troy, Hainer Cultural Center. Then we had downtown, we had all sorts of little trick-or-treaters going around town with their parents and families, and wasn't that a nice sight to see?
I love
beautiful
the
weather.
I love the boy that was the winner that had his head in a jar. That picture on Facebook that we posted has had over 25,000 views and has been now shared around the U.S., literally.
Well, it's probably going viral, but you know, a lot of times people don't realize what makes that happen. Of course, the Main Street organization works hard to keep our downtown vibrant, and they do a great job. But also the Optimist Club, and I'm a member of the Optimist Club. You know, they promote events too, and one of those events is the Halloween parade that brings the youngsters downtown. The judging, the Optimist Halloween judging contest, which takes place in the Browley Plaza, and it was a huge turnout again. And of course, the weather helped a lot too with the weather. But then
the weather did hold out for that. It was supposed to rain and turned out to be nice.
That's right. So. And then all the people gathered around town for the after the parade and that judging contest. So it was a wonderful experience for a lot of folks, families. I love seeing families doing things together, and of course one of the categories is a family contest, and where the families can dress up as a unit and get judged. So it was a wonderful opportunity. Also, at that same morning period, we also had the 35th annual Mayor's Prayer Breakfast, and I have to give a kudos out to Pastor Dale Christian and First Baptist Church for providing the venue for that, the breakfast for that event, and the prayer and praise that went in to bring people of all walks of life, all ethnicities, coming together, different stations in their life, gathered. We had over 170 people that were there for that prayer and praise, and it continues, the 35th annual, and I want to give a big shout out to First Baptist Church for continuing that, hosting that, providing the food, and it was just a wonderful event, and that's going to probably become a continuation in a fall activity. It had been in the spring. Obviously, with the success of this event, we probably would like to keep it into the fall. So those are just two events that took place, and heads us into the fall season.
Well, fall season for sure. I know I just noticed out my window earlier this week that the street crews have started putting up some Christmas lights in the trees.
Isn't it amazing?
It's we are getting close to that time.
The illumination day on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, is going to take place. Now, there may be some changes in the works, and we'll talk about that. But the bottom line is that it's a day where we have our countdown. We do have a tree that's going to be placed in our center of our downtown.
Has the tree already been selected?
It has been selected. I'm not quite sure yet the name of the individual, but I do know the Parks Department, our electricians, they all go out, they do the judging, and we do have a tree, and it's always a beautiful sight.
It is.
The countdown is always exciting. We always have great turnout. Doesn't matter what the weather is there, but that'll take place the day after Thanksgiving on that Friday, and we're looking forward to that event as well. And
Absolutely
Certainly.
love the grand illumination. Talk about hometown and just that feeling.
And I got to give it's an effort of Miami County, because Pickle Steel comes and they add to by helping us bring the tree into town, setting the tree along with our parks and electricians, the street department. It takes a lot of hands to make that all come about. And then Main Street also orchestrates the activities of that evening. It'll be a fun time. I just want people to mark their calendars for that Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, for the big illumination night.
It'll be a great time had down here. And like you said, it does take a lot of work from all the city workers and all the different departments that come together and pull off something that is that grand.
And Pickle Steel coming
and Pickle Steel coming in.
That just shows
they
that
brought
Miami-
in, well, Pickle Steel helped with the train when
Absolutely.
the funeral train came, and also set Abraham Lincoln up over at the courthouse.
We sometimes forget that our partners outside of just this community that make things happen in our Troy area, and that's one of them. Thank you.
Well, something else that we need to make happen is getting the leaves out to the street and away from the curb, especially with rain like what we've got this week.
Yeah.
It just makes it so there's fewer problems down the road.
Thanks, Clint. It is an issue, and one that I think residents will appreciate after they do certain things to help us out. And one of those things is tis the season for the leaves to come down. We know it's going to happen. Rain, we haven't had much rain, but once we did have rain, the leaves come down in buckets. And because of that, everybody's out raking their leaves. And so I just ask a couple of things. And it'll be when we talk about winter with snow, same process. Get the leaves out and leave about a foot between the curb and the street. Leave a gap so that there's a channel where the water can run off into the storm sewers. And that leads me to another thing. And we take walks a lot. And as we do, I always kind of look at the storm sewers because they need to be cleaned and clear. And many times those leaves gravitate to those storm sewers and it could clog, which means the water backs up. And that causes problems for everybody, including residents. So I would ask if everybody who has a storm sewer close to their house, if they can make that a priority to rake that away from the storm sewer drain, so there is a channel for the water to go into and out and down. So, and then the leaves, you've mentioned this many times. I appreciate this, Clint, that you always say this, is separate leaves from sticks and debris, because once you mix and match, you take a chance of messing up our equipment.
Well, that was a high-dollar machine, and
absolutely,
and pretty sophisticated for when you're thinking, well, it's just vacuuming up leaves. Well, if you don't have it,
if you jam it, it takes time.
If it breaks down, and then there's going to be even a bigger backup of leaves in the street. So, just as the citizens can help out, that's their part.
And we do have the Diamond facility open for people who would like to use bags and take them out themselves. But if they'll put it out on their recycling day and trash day, using the Troy tea bags, put loose stuff in there, or if they want to bundle the sticks and little bundles, we'll pick those up on trash recycling day. But if we can separate the leaves, because we are doing round one. We are almost at the end of round one, and we'll be beginning round two. So don't worry if you have stacks of leaves that have fallen and you're getting them out there. We realize that we're going to have to take at least probably 3 rounds anyway to get all the leaves.
Well, they're usually out still working on the leaves by the time that the snow starts to fly.
And then we start.
I was going to say, and then that sometimes that puts the end to the process. So get them out there as soon as you can. Like when you say keeping the storm sewer free and open, that makes sense. Just the same way that you wouldn't bury your fire hydrant out in front of your house or in your neighborhood.
And we'll talk about that.
You
in the winter.
keep that clear, and you want to keep that snow-free during the winter.
Absolutely.
And just keeping things moving in the right direction.
It's just part of being a community citizen and helping out. You know, we try to provide that service of getting those fall leaves picked up, but a lot of other things can happen, clogging drains or backs up water.
Right.
If we can do just little things of keeping things clear, and we'll talk a winter, that's a whole different situation as well. And we know you just brought up a good thing for down the road, fire hydrants, keeping them clear in case we ever have to have
the access to them so they're not buried in a snowdrift,
right.
Or you certainly wouldn't bury them in a pile of leaves either.
Right.
You know,
so
visible and clear.
You've done a great job.
And that's a good way to think about the storm drains too. If you can see it, it's clear.
Yep, that's absolutely, and we'll keep continuing to have rounds throughout the city. So we'll keep doing what we can do to pick up the leaves, get them out of the way. But in the process, if you can help, everybody benefits.
All right. Now, big day is coming up, and we're not too far away, November 3rd.
November 3rd, Election Day. You know, there are so many issues out there for us to consider, statewide issues, local issues. Many of the local issues, we've talked about the Hainer Cultural Center as a treasure. Riverside, which benefits so many residents in our community. One of the issues I know seems to have a lot of concern around it is the issue on the referendum, issue 15, which deals with the whole issue of full-time, part-time firefighters. I just want to assure everybody, and I'm the mayor here, and I want everybody to hear this, you know, I have a great respect for our Troy Fire Department and the service that they provide. First of all, I think they're top drawer. And I have, as long as I've been the mayor and will continue to be the mayor, you know, a full-time firefighter service is going to happen. That's been a misnomer out there that people think we're getting rid of full-timers, and that is not the case. We have done studies. We know we're in good shape with the Novak study in terms of what we have as a full-time fire department. Where the issue comes in is we would like to help those firefighters and supplement the firefighters, and to do so, we thought the most efficient, effective way, the best use of taxpayer dollars, was to hire qualified, notice that's another key word, qualified firefighters / paramedics or EMTs. That would just add the key word, add to the full-timers that we already have in place. And that's an issue that I think sometimes is clouded in discussions because the referendum is a wage scale that we have for paramedics. If you're a paramedic and you want to be a part-timer, or if you want to be an EMT and you want to be a part-timer to supplement the full-time Troy Fire Department, then that's what that's all about.
Okay.
So I ask people to just do their due diligence as they go to the polls on Tuesday. There's so many state issues, so many local issues, so many that will have an impact on all of us. And we even have some elected issues too, you know, for people running for elected positions. And certainly I think Troy has done very well. We're moving our city forward. We're not going backwards. We're in pretty good financial, fiscal shape right now. So a lot of good things happening, a lot of possibilities for the future. And so I ask everybody to get out there and cast your ballot. Your vote does count.
All right. I know you got council coming up this Monday.
Yeah, this Monday. First and third, I always say that, first and third, unless we have a special day, holiday come in place. But first and third Mondays, 7 o'clock, City Hall, and we will have our council meeting on this November 2nd, day before Election Day. So hopefully people that are interested will be able to come and find out what's going on with city government.
Well, and people can come to the council meeting.
Oh, absolutely. And if they don't, they can see it live stream too. And
that's TroyOhio.com.
Yes.
Or .gov.
.gov.
TroyOhio.gov.
And on our website, it's easy
You've
to
got a
get
link
to.
on there. You can click and you can watch the council meeting live as it happens.
And there's this Troy Community Radio that the following day we will always highlight the highlights of that council meeting. So, there are a lot of ways to find out what's going on in the city of Troy.
And keep in touch.
And keeping in touch.
Hey, I do have to commend the city. The streetscape is looking great on East Main.
It's getting done.
Yeah, it is. It's real close.
Yes,
Looks like it's down to some of the poles going up, the light poles and such, or sign poles. And then I look over and I see all the work that's already started on the 121 building.
Yes, right.
And in my mind, I'm starting to see what is coming on that whole corner where ABC is now the America's Best Communities. I can't wait to see that whole quad just come alive.
It's all about downtown vibrancy and future visioning, and we've been very blessed in Troy, and we want to continue that. And so, making those renovations, refurbishing buildings, all adds to the look, all adds to the vibrancy of our downtown, which I continue to tell everybody, to me, it's the living room of your community.
Absolutely. And it's been a little while since I've looked over the levee over at Treasure Island, but I was taking a break for a while.
Things are happening.
I know. So the next time I look over, I'm going to go, oh my gosh, I can't believe, wow.
It's one of those projects that's going to take still a while to get completed, but we're moving forward again, taking those steps to the future, trying to encourage our millennials to come back to Troy to live, raise a family, work, play, enjoy the amenities with a river that runs right through downtown Troy.
Well, I'll tell you what, once Treasure Island is done, I think a lot of people are going to go, wow. Just wow. It's going to be a new play area.
It'll be a new look, a new opportunity for a different kind of, recreation and wellness.
Or entertainment.
That's what I was just going to say. It will add to our culture and entertainment venues. Not trying to take away from our downtown, because that's very important to the mayor and to all of us, Main Street and all the partners of the chamber and city. So we're just trying to enhance things, again, to try to encourage people to come to our community and to enjoy it.
I think we got a good, or beyond a good start. It's underway.
Well, and again, I thank you, and I thank Troy Community Radio, I thank David, I thank all of you for promoting our community in a positive way, looking at the good things that we have. We can still make improvements, there's no doubt, but we ought to also always look at what advantages we do have here and the efforts that are being made to continue to move forward as a community.
Certainly is vision looking forward, and as your saying goes, where civic pride is citywide.
I'd like to think that.
All right, Mayor, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Appreciate it.
This has been the Mayor's Report with Mayor Michael Beamish. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David Denoyer on TC TV.